Who is this unelected billionaire that he can attempt to dismantle federal agencies, fire people, transfer them, offer them early retirement?
My job is to look out and make sure that we don't have any kings or queens in this country, but it seems like y'all have decided that it's going to be Mr. King and his queen, and y'all can pick which one is which.
K, kakistocracy, not kakistocracy, kakistocracy. It is a government run by the worst, least qualified, or most unscrupulous citizens.
Welcome, fellow patriots. And in today's incredible video, we're going to expose the unbelievable leftist narrative and the panic on The View that you've never seen before. The View is in total panic. And do you know why? Because Elon Musk is doing what they feared the most, exposing all the incompetence of the system and bringing the whole truth to light. Now get ready, because you're going to see what is proof of the desperation of this globalist elite.
And yesterday, the House Oversight Committee descended into a shouting match after Democrats demanded to know why the richest man in the world, who nobody voted for, has an all-access pass to all our stuff. He has an all-access pass to raid federal agencies.
Yeah.
Who is this unelected billionaire that he can attempt to dismantle federal agencies, fire people, transfer them, offer them early retirement? I move that the committee subpoena Elon Musk to come before it as a witness at the earliest possible moment.
There's been a motion and second. The motion is not debatable.
I think it's outrageous that this committee will not even entertain a motion.
No, you state your...
Chairman, that's not a point of order.
Somebody
You know,
who's breaking the law
agree. Point
and
of order.
dismantling our federal
There's
agencies
demagoguery.
and
Demagoguery.
hiring federal employees
No, we don't listen to demagogues.
data.
My job is to look out and make sure that we don't have any kings or queens in this country, but it seems like y'all have decided that it's going to be Mr. King and his queen, and y'all can pick which one is which.
So, do Republicans have to start putting some guardrails up, or, you know, because, and I'm asking this question with a codicil that says it's only been 2 weeks, okay?
Oh,
so
Lord.
to start saying
Well,
what
like 2
people should,
years.
should be doing, it shouldn't be doing, but what, I mean, doesn't it have to be an all group freak out for us to get any feeling that somebody's watching what's going on?
So generally speaking, Americans support cutting spending within the federal government. If it's wasteful, if it's fraudulent, if it's abusive. Those are important caveats. There were payment errors in the federal government over the last 20 years of up to $2.7 trillion in improper payments. That simply shouldn't have gone out. So generally the idea of we're going to go through an audit and we're going to cut waste, we're going to get rid of the fat, trim it, is something people support. My biggest gripe with the White House, and I would plead with them, is this. You need to be telling us what he's cutting and why. There is such a lack of transparency around this. And then when there has been information shared, it's later turned out to be incorrect. So for example, there was this stat thrown out that sounded wrong to me when I heard it, that $50 million was spent on condoms for Gaza.
Yeah.
It wasn't true. It was about $8 million to Africa, and it had to do with AIDS and HIV relief efforts. It had nothing to do with the Gaza Strip, and it was a much smaller amount. And then yesterday, this bogus claim was making the rounds that Politico Pro, like the news outlet, the political news outlet, was receiving $8 million in funds from USAID, which has now been folded into the State Department. What they didn't realize is it was Politico Pro was being subscribed to by federal employees at USAID because they have these tools to look at legislation, to look at policy. So tell me what we're cutting. Make me know that it's not something I have to be worried about. It's not going to affect my life. It's stuff that's unnecessary within the federal government. And those questions have not been answered at this point.
And watch very closely how this leftist narrative falls apart. They absolutely love to talk about democracy. But when a visionary and innovative entrepreneur like Musk decides to utilize his expertise, they simply panic and go into a state of complete and utter confusion and frenzy. Now I'm going to explain something that the mainstream media is hiding from you. Pay close attention. Musk is not invading federal agencies, no. The truth is, indeed, he is putting into action management strategies and practices that have truly and completely transformed Tesla and SpaceX into undisputed giants of technological innovation. And that's exactly what our overly bloated and inefficient government needs. Now take a moment to get to know the important numbers that the liberal media persistently insists on hiding from you.
I agree with you in terms of we should have an oversight committee to look at these things, and that was the clip that we played was the oversight committee, and Republicans voted it down. This review of Elon Musk, 20-19. My problem is not the review, but who is in office, this unelected billionaire, and what the heck is he doing? Like, we have no transparency, not necessarily about the actions that are being made, but about who is making the decisions and why he's making those decisions. And I would caution everybody, please, again, read Project 2025, because Trump claims that he didn't read it, right? 36 of the acts that he has done in these very, very long, almost 3 weeks, come from Project 2025. And the other thing that I want to note, the final thing is Russell Vought, who is the architect of Project 2025, is now up to be the Director of Management and Budget. That's the OMB office. When I was a federal prosecutor, that's a very important office. And the interesting thing about it is he says in Project 2025 that his goal is to slash federal funds and put civil servants in trauma. Sir, civil servants are serving their country. You do it not for the money, because you don't make any money. You do it to serve and help.
I want people to learn this word if they haven't heard it before. Kakistocracy, okay? With a K. Kakistocracy, not kakistocracy, kakistocracy. It is a government run by the worst, least qualified, or most unscrupulous citizens. And I feel it is exactly what we are living through right now. To your point, it's only been 2.5 weeks. We have to go through 4 years of this, which is why we need to set up some guardrails by making sure that there is a Democratic House or Senate in 2 years, because it is the only way that there will be any guardrails against what Donald Trump and Elon Musk is doing. I'm very worried about the conflicts of interest with Elon Musk that nobody seems to care about. This is a man who himself, his companies have gotten billions of dollars. Look, Elon Musk invested, almost $300 million that we know of on the Donald Trump campaign. Yesterday, Senator Klobuchar made a joke. She said, what's the difference between Donald Trump and Greenland? Greenland isn't for sale. And so, he is claiming his price. You remember me saying in December that people who worked for the federal government had to prepare. That's USAID, that's 10,000 people. Yesterday, 5,000 FBI agents were put into some sort of investigation at DOJ for doing their job. I mean, what is happening is outrageous. What I want to know is, when are we going to hit the streets? When are we in America going to stand up and say enough is enough?
Well, beyond... Let's get to the facts, my friends. 2.7 trillion in irregular payments over the coming decades. And that's much more than the GDP of many countries. And do you know who is paying this bill? You, American worker with the sweat of your brow. And Musk is doing an audit that should have been done years ago and is really exposing the system. And that's why the media is in a panic. And it's for these reasons that the left is so desperate to try to stop it, because every wasted dollar feeds the establishment's power machine. But the web of interest that is being exposed now, discover. And there...
The fact that he's unelected and he clearly has conflicts of interest, which the only response that the Republicans had was he'll check himself, which I don't trust them to check themselves. But everyone agrees we need to cut spending. We're $36 trillion in debt. I get all of that. But what's weird is I can't tell if we're just witnessing a bending of the knee in D.C. or a tectonic shift of things in parties, because
Republicans used to be the party of privacy. It was all about don't come into my house, don't take my gun, don't take my liberties, libertarian party. Everything was about the government spying on us. We have a problem with that. This man right now has access to things that a very small number of people had access to. I don't know how you can't do that job without knowing about the payments and the private information. I'm sure you could look at a flow chart. We have those in every company. The department heads. Look at that and start questioning that. I don't know why he needs these high-level security access to do what he's supposed to be doing.
Is you are firing all these people in the FBI.
Yes.
Where are they going and who's coming in? And are they going to be qualified? What's
no.
going to happen to the people who are in the field, who are FBI agents in the field around the world? What's going to happen? Same with the CIA, same with all of this. And when we talk about breach of confidence, you know, I can't remember which one of the folks he's put in to the... It's just, there's too many people.
Pete Hegseth, Defense Secretary.
Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard.
FBI.
What is Tulsi doing?
She's the director of national intelligence.
Okay.
National intelligence.
This freaks me out because how do we know, with all that we've heard and thought about and talked about her, that she's safe?
But can I make a point? Because I've argued this consistently on the show. I think precedent matters, and decisions we make now echo down in history. And the reason that all of these nominees and cabinet secretaries are going to get through on a purely partisan line vote is because Harry Reid in 2013 decided to eliminate the filibuster for cabinet appointments. So now Donald Trump's going to get all his folks through, and Democrats really don't have a vote on it. Precedent matters because you don't know what it's going to mean down the road. On the Senate floor, but they don't have the votes to block it.
They can slow it down, but they can't block it.
Yeah.
They can't block it,
But
the
there
filibuster's still
They were overnight for Russ votes.
there could be people from the other side who say, you know what, you're right, this is craziness.
Yeah.
We could have
And they can
competent
join,
people
and they can
thinking,
filibuster.
you know. But listen, I've watched 60 years of history get wiped out. I know what they do. I know how this works. This is not new. But the newest thing is that I've never seen it both sides, not both sides. I've never seen the Republicans ever act in this fashion, ever. And to not give a damn about the country, to allow it to get torn apart this way, it's freaking me the hell out.
The strategy is absolutely clear, Patriots, and indeed as clear as crystal clear. First, they are undoubtedly trying to delegitimize Musk, saying that he is the unelected billionaire, and then they create a smokescreen about the lack of transparency. But just look, folks, how much hypocrisy there is. The same ones who certainly applaud individuals such as George Soros are indeed the ones who want to delegitimize those like Musk. The truth is just one, right, folks? They fear a lot that Musk, the renowned entrepreneur and CEO of multiple successful companies, will expose decades of incompetence and really unmask this whole system of corruption that has been going on for decades, affecting various sectors and industries. And the moment is truly historic indeed. We are witnessing a significant and crucial battle. Musk and Trump represent a real threat to this corrupt system, which has been bleeding the American taxpayer for decades. And it is indeed time to choose a side. And if you're really truly tired of seeing your hard-earned money being absolutely wasted by incompetent bureaucrats and genuinely want to know the truth, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any one of our videos. We encourage you to share your opinion enthusiastically and passionately with your friends, family, colleagues, and as many people as you can. Together, we will continue our unwavering mission to make America great again, working closely alongside the leadership of Trump to unmask this whole system.